Hey guys, what's going on? Coming at you with a Sunday morning video. As of yesterday's video, if you guys watched it, I said I was going to talk about Corsair Gaming, ticker Crsr. This is a top 3 holdings of mine. Tattoo Chef's up there and Tesla's up there, so this is a top 3 of mine. They're pretty heavily weighted. They're about, over 15%, 20% of my portfolio, so they're all very large positions. My current cost base is not the best when you look at with this huge double-digit correction we just had in this stock, but my cost base is $26.64. I was buying this stock at one point close to $40 originally. So even at that, I mean, just where I think the gaming industry is going to go, and this company with the growth it has ahead of it, I thought even this was a good value for a long-term investor. If you haven't watched my previous videos, I am a long-term investor, so right now the share after Friday's pullback was $16.13. So I'm down a good bit on my stock. I think it's like, let me just pull it up. I am down 39% of my position. So this is a good example of like, don't panic. Just really look into why it's doing it and see if anything makes sense. As long as there's no super bad news, like they're going under, they're changing management, they're seeing a regress in sales and they don't see a foreseeable future, like those things are all red flags and you got to adjust accordingly. But looking into the reasoning and where the company's going to go long term, what the CEO said, I'll get into that in this video. But yeah, I mean, nothing's really concerning. Now, when I buy stocks, I usually make videos the next day of what I bought, what percentage. I have not bought Corsair Gaming since February. Reason being is there's so many other good deals in the market. This position's basically fully built out for me and it's very heavily weighted. If I was a new buyer or I wanted to make my position bigger, obviously buying at 16.13 is a steal. I mean, I think this stock's gonna go to, long-term, like 3 to 5 year vision. I mean, I can see the stock being anywhere from $45 to $60, depending on how they execute, what role they play in the metaverse, how quick that grows. Just the gaming industry, if a big game comes out, something really popular comes, maybe people will upgrade their headsets and computers and all that stuff. So long term, I see them $45, $60. So if you buy at $16.30, that's a pretty good ROI. We are now currently at September of 2020 lows. So we're back, that's been a long time. That's about a year and a half back in time. So this stock has pulled back massively. I never thought in a million years, basically coming out of the pandemic, that we would be back at these levels with this company, but here we are. So it just tells you the opportunity you have. The amount of growth they've had the past year and a half has been insane. So just if you put it all together and look at the big picture here, you really should be buying at this. The reason it crashed 13-14% Friday was because their preliminary Q1 financial results, they actually adjusted it and it went from, well, the new one is 380 mil versus previous 447, which means, they're not getting as many sales as what they anticipated this quarter. It could be a handful of things. It could be chips, could be supply chain issues, could be that everyone bought their stuff last year and people don't buy them yearly. It could be a number of things, not a big deal. Their year-over-year growth still, even with this projection, is 23% year-over-year. So that's still really good. Their earnings is May 5th. So that's coming up in about a week and a half. So the reason it's good that companies do this and they're transparent with their shareholders is that you're not kind of getting rug pulled. It doesn't look like much shady stuff's coming on. They're just being transparent before their earnings comes out. So you can buy, sell, hedge, or do whatever you want to do and adjust accordingly to expect numbers more in this range versus this range. So I like when my companies do this because it kind of gives you a transparency. It sounds like they're very open with their shareholders and there's nothing like really shady going on, if that makes sense. So yeah, that's kind of my thoughts on why I'd prefer this for the good. Well, usually if it's good, they don't say anything, but for the worst, if they're transparent, it makes you feel a little better as a shareholder. CEO also came out and said, they see, their company growing. They see the gaming industry growing over the next decade. They're like, yeah, we'll be fine as a company. And long term, we see a lot of growth in this industry and our company. So when the CEO says that stuff and they adjust their financial report for the worst, it's just all really good signs that you're in a very good company. And obviously, I like gaming myself, so I can kind of relate. I think the pandemic just kind of boosted up like those half in, half out gamers. Maybe they're moving away. It's spring. Things are opening up now. Stimulus stops. So there could be a handful of reasons why they just overshot their expectations. That's fine. They were on the gas and, you know, kind of got let up a little bit. But, you know, so that's kind of my thoughts on it. Would I buy this? I mean, if everything else ran that I'm in that I don't like, there's so many good deals out there right now. It's hard to say, would I buy this right now? Being the fact my position is so big. It's a massive position of mine. So, one, if I average cost down like 5-10%, it's hardly going to move this amount. It'd be a lot of money. And two, I'm happy with where I'm at in this one. Like I said, I was buying around $40 originally, and I drove it down to 26. So in the grand scheme of things, I feel like that's a really good deal. So I'm not looking to buy it. I mean, if it gets sub 10, which I doubt it will, I will have to buy it just because it's such a good deal. But right now, I'm just going to hold off. I'm going to wait for earnings to go through. My video yesterday, I kind of explained to you what I'm doing with my cash and how I'm going to be patient, and a lot of the FANG reports next week, and that's going to kind of set the tone for the smaller and mid-cap earnings. So that's what I'm going to do, and that's all I got till tomorrow. Peace. Make sure you guys subscribe. If you guys haven't, I'm trying to get to 800 subs by the end of May. I think we can do it. Till tomorrow. Peace.